about yourself, who you are, what do you do, and what is your cultural or ethnic background?
I live in a town of 2,500 people, and it's a place where we have one stoplight. And people like me who came from California, it's no longer about wearing high heels or anything like that. It's all about cowboy boots. I don't own a pair of cowboy boots yet, but I will have to. It's a place where you're on the Canadian border and you wear your down jacket and your Patagonia, not because you're trying to make any type of social statement, but because you really just want good gear to keep you warm. I'm Julie Holly. I live in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, which is this small rural town along the Canadian border. But as I mentioned, I grew up in California, Modesto specifically, which is outside, loosely put, San Francisco or Sacramento, depending on which direction you want to run. And our kids were born in Denver, Colorado. So when we talk about our history and our lineage, we've lived in suburbs, we've lived in a city, and now we live in this really rural area. And I did not know that this rural life, the stillness and the quiet of it, would be my gateway to apartment syndication and investing. It's absolutely wild considering I came from 3 generations. Well, I am the 3rd generation in real estate in my family. And yeah, I'm the first to head into the commercial space and head into apartment syndication, which is really exciting. I have 2 amazing kids, 11 and 13, and they keep me on my toes. And so a lot of times the time is driving them into town and taking them to activities. And my husband is the most supportive, exceptional human being on the planet, and I'm so grateful for him. He just opened up his very first RE/MAX brokerage. Yeah, he stayed on the residential side of life, so we'll let him do that. That's fine. He absolutely crushes it and is amazing in the residential space, and I really respect him so much for how he serves his clients, and grateful for his support. But really, I guess the final note I'd say on this whole kind of who are you and what do you do kind of question is, I love serving people. I love supporting people and helping people. I was an elementary school teacher, and all of those skills that I learned teaching are so transferable to working in the apartment syndication space and serving and supporting my investors and the community in general, which is why I'm speaking at Dealmaker Live, right? Because I want to serve and support and help you grow in your goals and to help you reach them.
Why do you consider yourself a deal maker?
Ooh, what makes me a deal maker? Doesn't that feel like imposter syndrome-y, right? Because I look at so many people who are so much further ahead and where I aspire, to grow into. And I think, how can I even call myself a deal maker? And yet I look at the progression of where I was and where I am and where I'm headed. And I'm like, that is a deal maker. And one of the elements that helped me shift my identity was honestly outside of real estate. I realized when I was coaching a junior robotics team that I launched of 2nd and 3rd grade students, I was able to take them to the World Championship and show in Houston, Texas. And we had that fully funded with a parent chaperoning along, because wow, I wasn't gonna take 7 and 8-year-olds alone across the country from the Canadian border down to Texas. But that process of being able to rally everyone together and to raise those funds, which was thousands of dollars for those students to participate in this and for that parent to be able to join us, completely shifted my mind as to what I was capable of. And that honestly was at the very beginning of my syndication journey and helped me say, if I can do this, then of course I I can do apartment complexes and multi-million dollars, because when I believe in something and when I'm passionate about it, I'm not going to align myself with anything that is not going to be of the highest caliber. And so of course I want to bring everybody along. And that's really what's happened. It's been so exciting to be able to see how I'm able to bring people together for a common good. That's via my podcast, The Conscious Investor, which is now over 260 episodes available over the last now going on 3 years. And that is part of being a deal maker. It's, can you attract people? Can you keep people focused? Can you find that alignment and pursue something that is a common goal and stay on point? It's been absolutely exciting to see that happen within the syndication space for the opportunities, the deals that I've been a part of, as well as for book clubs or the podcast or learning sessions. So for me, finding that alignment with I'm no longer an imposter, I am a deal maker, is saying I'm able to bring people together so that everybody wins and everybody comes out a success and excited and happy. And I love that.
What's the motivation behind what you do?
I love my family so much, but this is really wild and often awkward for me to say and admit aloud, but they are not my why. No matter what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to serve my family and to support them and to see them through to the very best outcome possible. But my why for being in multifamily is a little different. It is not about my family, but it's about the investors. I was in my 40s when I found out about syndication, and I had been surrounded by real estate my entire life. And the power behind this investment vehicle and how it can completely transform a family for generations to come, it's so mind-blowing to me that I felt that honestly it was more of a calling from God saying, I'm giving you this information and I am going to use your background in education, your background as a writer, and your background in real estate. I'm going to put that all together, Julie, and I want you to go and help people find this and help them be successful with this. And so that's the reason I do what I do, and that's the reason that I don't chase dollars and I don't chase door counts, but I chase how many lives have I impacted and affected. The flip from thinking about being an elementary educator where I was called and I was serving the community in a really profound way, and I love that. I love working with kids and seeing the light bulb go on and teaching them to read. But I realized also through the syndication model, I am able to support families. I'm able to support from the top down. And the more I've grown my knowledge base of leadership comes from the top. And in families, the parents or the caregivers are those leaders. I realized also one of the most profound ways I can affect the children's lives, because I'm going to love the kids in the community no matter what, but if I can help and support their parents, and this is across the nation, across the globe, if I can support adults who have kids, if I can help them find this powerful investment vehicle, apartment syndication, and allow them to come in and find the way for them to come in as passive investors, now I'm changing the parents' lives and I'm changing the children's lives. So it's an immediate, I'm impacting this generation right now, these adults. I am helping them feel more secure with their finances for the future. And now that's going to trickle right down to the kids. Oh my gosh, it just blows my mind. Just a little perspective shift on that for me really allowed me to see I can go really far and I can serve in a powerful way. So I absolutely love this space, and that right there, that's why I love syndication, and I won't stop until everyone who wants to learn about syndication and who wants to invest, when all of those people know about investing, great, I can slow down. But until then, this girl's gonna keep going.
What are your thoughts on mentoring, coaching, or support groups?
mentorship and coaching completely 100 million% changed the course of my life and the trajectory of my investing. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and the reason why I believe in the power, one, I've experienced it and it makes sense. I've been able to look back and see why it's so powerful. The power lies in when you're in a mentorship program, you're no longer in this larger community. There's so many great communities online and through Facebook and other social platforms, but when you're aligned with a single mentorship program, everyone in there has a commonality, some common ground, because they were drawn to that program for similar reasons, more than likely. People join different programs because they're drawn towards the leaders within that program. And so already you have this similar mindset, and now you're being taught the exact same philosophies. And so you have this common ground for communication as well. So for that reason, the community element, mentorship, so powerful. And then having a one-on-one mentor, goodness, I affectionately refer to my mentor from the past as my financial Sherpa. And just knowing that I can go to that person and I can say, hey, will you look this over? And to honestly be run through the ringer and to have to prove why I believe in a deal, or to have the humility to see where some of the errors might be in a deal so that I am serving my investors and protecting them fully. So having a larger community, a peer group, if you will, where the cohort that you're traveling with, that creates that, linked arms, side to side type camaraderie. And then having that one-on-one mentor, that creates that arm up, where you're reaching up and they're supporting you. And then when it comes to coaching, everything changed with high performance coaching for me. And as much as I value the mentorship would have been lost on me without working with a high performance coach. Through group coaching and one-on-one coaching, oh my word, that just shifted the lines in my life, because the goal of a coach isn't to be a therapist. The goal of a coach is to help create that flow in your life and to move you from one place to another place. Not to hold you accountable and not to have a carrot in front of you, but really to show you what are the blocks within you. And so my coach is absolutely fantastic. I still work with him. And he is able to help me do that personal discovery of what is stopping me from taking this next step, or where do I need to evolve so that I can thrive even more. So I can't imagine life without coaching, without mentoring, for all of those reasons. It's been a part of my life for almost 2.5 years, and it will be a part of my life for as long as I can tell.
What can the audience expect to hear from you at Dealmaker Live 2022?
Been watching this far, you know that I live in a small rural town, and yet I'm a successful syndicator. You know that I believe in the power of a mentorship program as well as coaching. And at Dealmaker Live, I am going to support you in meshing all of those together so that you have the power within yourself to take everything that you've learned at Dealmaker Live and apply it to your lives and absolutely explode your business and your mindset and your world. I'll be sharing on how to capitalize on marketing and mentorship for your business, because that's exactly what I've done. I launched a podcast from the middle of nowhere, and it completely changed the course of my investment journey. I participated in mentorship, and that completely changed, those partnerships changed the course of my investing, and working with that one-on-one mentor and my high performance coach completely changed the course of my business. I'm going to share with you exactly how all of those things came together, and I'm going to show you, more importantly, it's not about my story, it's about the story you're writing for yourself. And I want to help you unearth the bits of your story that you can take action on immediately, because you can.
you are completely able. I cannot even wait to see you there. And so make sure you come to my session, because I have no doubt you are going to be supercharged, not just for that single moment where it's like, oh, hey, that felt really great, but that charge that is going to last like an Energizer bunny, where you're just gonna be like, I got this and I can do this. And now I have the support in my sphere so that I can actually tackle everything that I dream. Because if you believe it, well, let's back up. If you dream it, if you believe it, you can achieve it. It's just about figuring out some of those little particles and aligning things. Again, I'll show you how to do that when I speak at Dealmaker Live. Cannot even wait to see you there.